Hey guys, I hope you're very well today. Just wanted to make a quick video about the what I call the doing things in the reverse, the current approach to the whole situation that we're all dealing with. What do I mean by doing everything in reverse is something very critical in my opinion, because from what I see, the governments and different types of health institutions are doing things in reverse compared to what it actually should be done. So, for example, the beginning of the pandemic, whatever you want to call it, they told people not to wear masks, and they even told them that it's safe not to wear a mask and that you should be safe by not wearing a mask. And they continued this rhetoric for, say, most of December, January, February. And then out of a sudden, they started saying, oh, masks are essential. And of course, that got out of hand to a degree where many people got arrested, charged crazy fees, and so forth. Now, as a healthcare professional, I've been telling people at the very beginning, when I personally noticed that the pandemic started, was approximately last year, September, because there is an increase in a lot of pulmonary cases. A lot of people are coughing, having a lot of very typical COVID symptoms. And I actually personally myself thought there may be some sort of a pandemic, but there was no talk about it on the news. And then soon enough, we heard about China, and I thought, and I was telling people, look, it's good to wear a mask at the time, because professionally speaking and clinically speaking, I see a difference when we as therapists or doctors wear masks when dealing with patients who have pulmonary or respiratory type of infections that are transmittable. And I personally even ask my patients to personally wear a mask themselves. So it's very interesting because, and I notice it actually helps, and I'm talking from experience, not just by what people say out there. I'm talking from my real experience, as I've dealt with a lot of pulmonary cases over the years. So going back to a very important point now I'm making is that as of about mid-January, February, the number of cases has dropped drastically. I mean, I saw it myself. I saw it in my practice as well. And many other doctors have seen the same thing, that a lot of patients, there was a lot less actual documented cases of this virus. So now, at the time, till about approximately mid-March, maybe late March, you could order things from overseas. You could, you didn't really have to wear masks in some places or gloves. And now that the pandemic is pretty much gone, as I mentioned, it really subsided already mid-February, January, late February. Now we are doing everything in reverse. So the masks, people are told to wear masks and gloves, and the postage is not coming from abroad. People are, if you make an order on eBay, say from Europe, you may not be able to get your stuff. So it's kind of weird, this whole approach that they are, you can order. I mean, you could have done all these things when there was an actual outbreak, and now that the outbreak has definitively subsided, now you can't. Now you have to do all the things that you normally would do during the actual outbreak, which is completely illogical to me. There's been also a new study showing now that if you are that all these claims they used to make about the virus sticking to surfaces like banknotes and all that's also not true. That's been validated. That, and I've also known personally, clinically speaking, most viruses do not survive for too long if exposed to sunlight as well, and especially ultraviolet light, and that is very so it's very easy to decontaminate cash specifically. Um, but we've been hearing for a very long time that no, that's not the case. And some places even stop taking cash, which is completely ridiculous um, for many, many reasons. Um, and sure, I mean, you can express your own opinion as to what you think about it. But there's many reasons which we can actually have a discussion why it is ridiculous. But even the whole thing about washing hands, let me tell you something. If you're washing your hands with antibacterial soaps, you're not going to destroy the virus. Number one. Number two, you're destroying your own biome on your skin. That means you're killing your good bacteria on your skin, actually, which makes your immune system weaker and your skin less capable of protecting you. And many people would go and use some kind of antibacterial lotions, and basically what you would see them is as if they're washing their hands with the lotion, which does nothing else other than spread the same thing in circle. You know, when years ago when I was studying, they used to tell us, you know, that if you're going to swipe a surface, you always have to swipe away from it and never reuse the same surface or same material, whatever you're using to disinfect. And a lot of people, what they're doing is they're putting those lotions that are harming their biome on their skin, and also what they're doing is actually they're reintroducing the bad bacteria or even the virus on their skin. They're not really cleaning themselves properly. And even if you wear gloves, you're touching so many surfaces at home. You know, you're touching surfaces in a building that you're shopping in, or say it's a mall, for example, or somewhere where you're buying food. There's really no real way to ever get rid of bacteria and viruses. They've been with us for millions of years, and they will be. And this is just no freaking way, you know, to truly get rid of those things by just destroying them. Or, you know, the real key is really boils down to one simple fact, which I mentioned in my former video about the cause of all disease, that if your immune system is compromised because your diet is unhealthy, because you're eating too much junk food and you're not taking good care of your health, and you have other health issues that are affecting your immune system, well, let's be honest, you know, I mean, you know, it's like saying, you know, I mean, very simply, it's just not realistic. Why is it not realistic? Is because it is your immune system that fights for you, not some pill that you will take or something you will put on your skin. The way it works is your immune system uses certain things like minerals and nutrients and vitamins in order to keep you healthy, like vitamin C, vitamin D, E, A, K, you know, things like sulfur, iodine, selenium, zinc, you know, copper, gold, so and so forth. There's so many things we require to keep ourselves healthy. And I can tell you, most of you out there don't have that in your diets. You know, most people are eating food that's completely empty and malnourished. That's that's something to really consider, because again, you know, you try to kill a virus, you won't be able to. You'd have to literally you would have to set the whole freaking world on fire and blow it up with nuclear weapons. And but even then, the virus will mutate. Viruses mutate. Bacteria mutate as well. And if you try to attack a bacteria, it will mutate into a super bacteria. Which is a very typical scenario in many hospitals. So yeah, it's kind of, in my opinion, this is something to really consider. Any one of you guys who is listening to me, think of the root cause of all things. The root cause of disease is not the bacteria or virus. It's usually the weak immune system, and also inadequate treatment. If you don't give the body proper nutrients and proper herbs or types of remedies that may work, then of course, it's like giving somebody aspirin, but they need, let's say, hydroxychloroquine, right? And we all know hydroxychloroquine is actually being given in UK and many other countries to fight the current outbreak. And yet here in North America it's being condemned, and Big Pharma does not want to use it, even though most patients recover with it in about 4 days, according to some sources. So anyways, I thought I might bring this up because I do find it really weird that everything is done upside down, totally upside down. I mean, instead of us taking care of the root cause of our health, the roots of our health with proper nutrition and so forth, we are relying only on the medications, which is not the right thing in my opinion. People destroy and harm their bodies for years and years and years, and then when they get sick, they behave like it's a big surprise. I mean, come on, there's a cause and effect to everything, isn't there? I mean, if somebody is not taking care of their health all their life, what can they expect? I mean, we have to start being realistic and understand that everything has a cause and effect. 1 + 1 is 2, right? And it's not 4. So let's be realistic. And when we go back to what I talked about, the masks and so forth, I mean, this is becoming like completely ridiculous, because when there was an actual outbreak, people were not wearing a mask. And in countries like Sweden, for example, people are still not wearing masks in many cases. And the count of people who are dying is about the same, which turns out to be about 0.1 to 0.5% of people get infected, and 98 to 99.5% of people actually recover from the current condition that is going around. Not millions and so forth as people dying and all the jazz. That is completely not there's no proof of that anywhere. And the thing is, when you look up the information about in particular how the people are being classified as dying with and from, many people are dying classified as dying from the condition rather than with. So for example, you get people who have cancer, and they actually die from cancer, but they're still classified as dying from, even though they may have had the condition, which you know what I'm talking about. So this is something very important, because there's a lot of misinformation, and a lot of data is appears to be a lot of mistakes that have been made by many people in the healthcare in the World Health Organization and so forth. So it's something to consider. I always say, do not believe anyone, even yourself. Question all the information you know currently and all you get from outside, and that's the only thing that's going to keep you intelligent and stay intelligent. So I hope you're feeling well and that your family has been healthy and safe, and that you guys are doing whatever it takes to get your countries back in order. Oh, just one more thing I just wanted to mention. I've read recently a letter from a Russian man who left Russia at the end of the Soviet Union, when Soviet Union was still in power, and he basically describes the current situation as almost identical to what happened when Soviet Union collapsed. And he says that, the presidents, just like at the time it was Mikhail Gorbachev, he was always smiling, always friendly looking, and this and that. And he collapsed the economy to a degree that many Russians were just hungry for years, and that led to so many problems in the country: hunger, poverty, crime, you name it. And I think we all need to look at this current situation very seriously and do whatever it takes to prevent this kind of scenario wherever you are, because unfortunately this crazy lockdown, as we see, may lead to major economic collapse in this country, in North America, and many other countries. And we need to address this in a proper way. Let me know what you think and how you feel about what I said. Let's respect each other and each other's opinions and what we are sharing, and speak respectfully to each other. So I look forward to discussing and communicating. Have a great day. Be well.